is a must-win. Let's see how they shape up in the pistol round. They do like to lean towards the utility, to our boys from Complexity.
Looks like S14's lining up a bit of a heaven smoke here, so it might be a ruse over towards A, with the 1x bet odds still pretty much in between both of these here. So as they come around long, they clear it on out, they will have the top bathrooms to dine on. And then they might just scurry back down connector and do that in time with S14's Heaven Smoke. NATO can come on in, volley the barrels.
This boost, bro, it's going to rumble all of them. Look at this. Oh, Buster gets 2 out of it before the door even swings open. And they'll know there's another. NATO's done very well to double up himself. Now that leaves us with a 3v3. And everyone's here. Everyone's here, including Poison's block. Gives it a good go. Would need another. Doesn't have it in him. And so we'll call it Virtus Pros.
Yeah, perfect stuff for VP there. A little tower to kick things off. And a 1-0 start. Let's see if Complexity can rumble them with a force buy back. No plant means no AKs, and that's a little bit rough. Now, if you're a G2 fan and you are joining us for that Fours game, welcome. You are now a VP fan. If you have a VP jersey in the closet, maybe a flare, maybe you just want to put a chant in the Twitch chat, you should be a VP fan right now. You, as a G2 fan, want Complexity to lose. Tomorrow, when G2 play against VP, you very much want G2 to win. But right now, to give your side a chance, that's start to win against Fours later this evening, Complexity have to lose to keep that as a possibility. Yakinda strikes Blame, head on a swivel.
There we go. And don't forget, James only got a scout for this, so though it is James, it is only the headshot for the instant kill. Oh,
Sanji can flank them here.
Spotted him out. Yeah, you're right. Sanji threw the toilets late. And no one's expecting this. Oh, this is going to ruin their day. In a very big way. But back to turned. Oh, makes a bit of a meal of it now. Kick it is struck onto JKS in the underpass. So now they're going to be attacked on 2 fronts, 2 very different and reversed fronts. You've got to acknowledge Sanji's desperately demanding attention.
Plant's nice.
That's very brave. And he's gotten it down. NATO's dealt with the flank of Buster. So kick it long side flank. Sanji toilet side. Jane bank side. They're completely isolated. And S14 looking to lock the doors behind them on a bit of a late crawl. If he loses his teammates too soon, it's going to be for nothing.
It's a truck plant, though, so that might be all right for S14. Actually, never mind about S14. NATO and Blame are doing it on their own. You don't even need him. James already saving. Again, Complexity win a force buy. And this is without any AKs needed. That's insane. Yakinda fluffing his lines with the MP9 right there, not able to convert against Blame, and it all fell down. You think with Sanji having 2 players back turned and he didn't get one of them? Ah, indeed.
And I'll be the one to add the caveat of shooting people in the back of the head being a bloody nightmare, but still, at this level of play, Sanji needs one there and he hasn't pulled it off. So it does result in the response from Cole right out of the gate. And if anything, this is worse than winning the pistol and, well, excuse me, losing the pistol and then converting.
Yeah, this is a big issue for VP now because they may as well force buy. You can see a bit of a mood shift there. I think Sanji's going to know that he really did screw the pooch on that one. Like 1, you just needed 1. It could have been enough. But we got 3 AKs, an M4 and a FAMAS, so...
Nah, stick a fork in this one, Chad. I'm not even worried.
You're not worried?
Not at all.
Okay.
Cole aren't going to slip up like they did previous.
Okay.
We're getting a spotless overpass out of the bunch.
Well, you take a little sit back, put your legs up. There's a lot of moving right now from VP. So, as we were talking about, the fact that this has yet to be played for Complexity, we also don't know how they're going to approach things. Their tendencies, we know that Blame's going to be more aggressive. That's going to make things harder to read for VP. But this passive hold that they can establish on their gun rounds may make up for that just in its nature. So back and forth we continue. VP went A, now they've gone B, now they're coming back to A, and, well, A seems to be the right place. It is just S14 tasked with babysitting the backyard of B. Tagged on up. NATO's chipped on down. This is going to get interesting, Alex.
Fine. You're right.
Are you sure? You know, like...
If they just go B now, I'm not scared at all.
Yeah, well, they could just go B. It looks like they are evacuating down connected. JKS leading the charge. Poison not too far behind, and... Well, Blame and NATO are selling this A fake with some tidy utility of their own. But you'd want to be getting a bit of a move on down towards this B site now. Blame will be playing initiation roll onto the site. Yakinda might be able to catch Nato here. Never mind. The stand-in gets the better of him. And
nicely played by Blame.
yeah, they just kept them guessing, didn't they?
Kicker's chosen not to engage. He really wants this one-shot headshot, and it's not a guarantee yet. It should be now. 3 to the spine. That's an AK to retrieve. But it is the round for Complexity and no sweat, really. If anything, VP have just bolstered their buy for the next.
Yeah, so this isn't the worst situation. That AK is going to be tidy to carry on through. They'll get to keep those deagles. I think if James was able to go to Yakinda's corpse and grab that deagle, that would be the best, right? He would be able to drop that across to Yakinda for the next round of play, and they would have everybody on something upgraded. I guess Buster will be able to do that as well. So not the end of the world. Either way, they can make this one spread. Second round for Complexity here, and another good start out the gates. Now, on Mirage, they lost a couple of silly Billy rounds, a 4v2, a 4v3. What's he upset about there, Blame? You got the round, mate. You only lost one gun.
I reckon he's talking about how smart he is. He's going, look how smart I am. I'm reading these noobs like a book.
Yeah.
The East London Blame, that is.
Yeah, the East London Blame.
Yeah, you got
everyone's favourite Blame.
You've got to watch out for him. Bit of a gangster, bit of a Cockney gangster. Sanji with the monster smoke, game on. Saved rifles, they're having another bite of the cherry, and it's up to Complexity to just take this conversion. They kind of won back the momentum after that second round force, and we're seeing that 3-0, quote-unquote, 3-0, now 3-1 conversion coming through.
Yeah, you want to get yourself up on this T-side. Okay, damage exchanged. James tagged. Blame feeling a little bit of the tickle. You want to establish yourself the best you can here on this T-half, right? And while you can. So these gimmies, you're going to need them. When the guns come out for VP, and that loss bonus is yet to build to its max capacity, that's the best time to mount a few. And again, just with presence alone, they've forced VP to the wrong bomb site. One by one, they'll march through Monster. And they're in.
Or are they? Sanji makes it very costly for S14. He catches a bullet to the head, and now Sanji's dead. Good util out of Nato. He's doing an awful lot for Cole. Super sub. Oh, has to contend with the deagle of Yakinda. That leaves VP with a man advantage. Admittedly, not necessarily with the weapons. They'd need another way in.
They may as well go for it.
Doesn't look like Flame's going to allow it. 2 on the spray. Nearly sends James away, but that's an AK to play. And now a flash out of Yakinda Heaven. It's threatening. It's very threatening.
Should be another rifle here to find, so grab that AK Yakinda if you can. Oh, there it is. And run the hell out of there. So 2 AKs taken through. Going to give them a buffer of cash that we know VP like to have. And now we set our sights on round number 5, the first gun round of the game. James going to drop that AK across. He should buy his own AWP here, has plenty of cash to do so, even a full bag of utility in his back pocket. And Blame really is taking this whole aggressive situation. I like to see it, right? He's taken... All right, he's getting a bit... I don't know if he's mad or not. Like, he's got a grin on his face, right? But he looked mad, but I don't know if he is mad.
It's just purely driven by the high test. You know? He's just got so much testosterone flowing around. He's angry when he's winning. Ouch. He might be angry when he's catching shots like that as well, because James just plucked him on the cross. Straight out of the equation. Looking for info on the jump. I don't know if S14 got spotted there, but he's booked if he peeks around. Wow, this is a very brave Dane. And he posts himself up, ready to receive anyone that's... Ooh, you're playing with fire, S14. You're playing with fire, my boy. He's got 2 players on the other side of this.
Look how far in he is. This is nuts. This is nuts.
I can't believe they don't know. They don't know. Now they do. S14 double entry, double trouble as well for VP. They can pretty much call this done. Call it quits. S14's arrived. Sanji's the only man on the site. He's got nothing to do. And I'm changing my tune. Yakinda's caught him. If that bomb doesn't go down, okay, it has. But they're running out of players. Yakinda does very well to join them very quickly. There's a lot of pressure here on Complexity. And the CTs are closing the gap fast. Poison would love to contribute here. And Nato just more than contribute, gets the frag, and maybe they won't expect Poison here as well. They're looking for him. Just in that off angle on the clear, and that is VP. An incredible recovery. and a product of Sanji's patience and some great deagle work out of Yakinda.
Yeah, look, you could see Asatag with those kills talking an awful lot. He was obviously communicating where that third player on the site was over towards ABC, but after losing Blame early, this was here just to turn the tide of things. And yeah, look, if they were able to cleanly get into that site without conceding JKS on the short sandbags cross, that was probably their round to win Complexity.
Oh, it felt very good for a long time.
It was such a great little maneuver, right? He had to make a play when they were down a man, so he's made the right maneuver. He got a lot out of it. Teammates just weren't there to back him up in the way needed. So Blame, aggressive, again, flashed forward. Doing more of this 3-1-1. JKS to connector. Oh, Asatag! What is going on? And he's even going to unload more. That is great stuff. You see that spam all the time. It's very rare, though, you see a profit.
Well, certainly into a full kill. Never mind with the Galil.
That's wild. Well, JKS is going to have Kickit to deal with here, unless Kickit wants to turn his attention and avenge Buster's death.
Appropriately, this is Kickit's role. Asatag's playing right now, and he's ready to beat him at his own game. Oof! Catches a dink. He's dead. Nice play from Kickit. He's just completely demanded respect, and now JKS claws one back.
Oh, we might not expect him already rotated back.
Yeah, he does now. Smoke deployed. JKS tries to keep him at bay, but Kickit has returned to defense. So has the entire Complexity squad. They're returning after the handiwork of Asatag. Stampeding into Kickit, and he's all alone. So unless he gets two, they may not go for this.
Nice patience. And nice conversions there. They net this one up. The call was great. You could see what the intention was, but we've already seen a couple fall apart. And now it's about taking away James' orb. They tell Poison, I think, that he has the bomb there.
Oi!
Poison, you need to plant, please.
Now, preferably.
And now you can hunt, but you're dead. So they know where the AWP is. JKS, look how far he has already taken this issue. He is above James.
Yeah, you see him. He's ready to drop a smoke for that JKS flank. He's already considered it. James is the save meister.
Just knowing that it is James, right? Taking this AWP away from him would be massive. I don't even know, right? Let's just take the economy out of the equation here, just to deny James the James time, right? So that smoke is going to indicate where he may be hiding. NATO's starting to have a look. JKS is creeping ever closer.
Damn.
Both survive. Okay, well, James keeps what he's got. But this was a good round again. So Asatag's opening, right, I guess the Counter-Strike gods were unhappy that he didn't win the last round with his perfect timing and positioning. This time, they gave him the kill onto Buster, and JKS, with his double kill, was a difference maker alone. So here we go, some upgraded pistols around this AWP, and these are the type of the rounds that are going to be hard to win, but almost feel like a necessity for Complexity as they set up their stack nades. Oh, oopsie daisies.
So they set up their nade.
Yeah, that was an accident. Yeah, I got a little bit mouse one happy there. Maybe sweaty hands. Where is that molly burning?
I don't know, it's burning him down to 28. Why did they just throw at James?
Wait, okay, oh, okay, so it looks like it landed top of Divider, so it took a while to spread. A big biff here. Don't want to give you Kinder an AK.
Oh,
you can see him. You can see him. Oh, Justin Savage. That was almost a nightmare. the gun model obscured the vision.
And that's why sometimes the nerds with the swap hand macro actually look smart.
Yeah, you're flicking left and right in fights like that to give you all the vision you desire. Door swung open. JKS on high alert. Need to be careful creeping down this connector position. James actually going back up towards A. So it feels like VP are unable to find the right stronghold here.
This is great from Cole. I mean, for the first look of their overpass, already their T side is promising. I mean, and how is anyone to know? How is VP, never mind our analysts, to know that overpass is actually a competitive one for them?
It's their best map, Alex. They're just not picking it, you know? It's their best map. This is the one they've spent the most time on.
Yeah.
If you're Blame at this point, right, like, and you find yourself in these situations where you're having to play with a stand-in, you're having to play with a new player, may as well start playing some of those games. You know, oh yeah, we played this low in practice, we were really good on it. Why not? Like any information you can give out there in interviews to throw your opponents for a bit of a loop, that's the next level of Counter-Strike, right? I think Carrigan's always been pretty good at playing those games.
I think Carrigan does. I do think Glaive has experimented with it as well, playing that naughty game of interview answers.
Do you think if Astralis ever rebuild away from the core they have now, do you think they ever play Mirage?
It's definitely not out of the realms of possibility. I mean, like, who's currently on contract? Bubsky, Glaive have got the longest, and Lucky.
Yeah, I don't think the others have re-signed,
Glaive, and Lucky. Blubsky? Who the bloody hell is Blubsky?
Bubsky's brother.
Ah, yes. Yeah, close call from JKS. It could have got awkward, but fortunately, Yukinda focused on that alternate angle.
Okay, well, the buy is here from VP, but just take a look how lackluster it seems. Kick it with no util. Buster with a Famus. There is a kit for Jame. Not a lot of util here. Complexity can really start putting the pain on VP if they convert this one as well.
I mean, Chad, don't forget, they have been given the beautiful simplicity of win this map and you're into the next round of competition.
For Complexity, yeah.
Like, Cole have got that really clear, apparent goal. You know, like, guys, no one expected us to be competitive in this group. Never mind make top 3. We can do it if we just convert.
But what if I frame it this way? VP are playing for everything here, whereas Complexity get another chance tomorrow.
Certainly.
So, is fighting for your life?
I'd argue you were fighting for your life in a major final. That didn't seem to incite much confidence out of them.
Okay, well, they had the time they were against the 3-time champs.
Different kettle of fish, and we're definitely not in Berlin, even if Overpass may indicate the opposite.
James yet to die. Is that?
That's correct, yeah.
Is that correct?
Here's number 5. Oh.
James yet to...
Yeah, it's only 7 rounds.
James yet to die!
It's only 7 rounds in. It's a different video game he plays.
Yeah.
One, you have to be salaried and have 4 people all on the same page to play. Here we go. It's your boys knocking on the door, and Sanji, no, that's quite the denial. He gets 2, and he is eventually traded, but now Buster set for success. You got to clear him quick. And they do kick at another problem. And Complexity have evenly traded. That's actually incredibly impressive. They're going to get the bomb down with a couple of seconds to spare. Jame crawling in. I think his first death looms. Or is he just going to go clutch a hard shot? Great shot out of Blame as well. And Colsay 6. They take it all away. Jame concedes his first death, and round 9 will be a bitter one for VP. They got, what, 3 grand low end? Yeah, kick it to the same fate.
Well, Jame could buy an AWP. He could definitely go glass cannon here if he wanted to. And Sanji kicked this off with a double. You see that top right of the corner? They went from a 5v5 to a 5v3 and then back again. All the way down to a 2-1-1 and Blame converting the final kill. Look at that. NATO getting fired up. That is a big round to win.
I'm telling you, vibrations are at an all-time high now in that Cole boot camp.
I might see some smiles on Blame and JKS's face soon.
Oh, no way. No
they have to win first?
They have to win first.
All right, if they win, then maybe they smile.
Yes, 100%. Oh, a guarantee.
A guarantee?
The machine guarantee, a smirk out of Blame, and a full smile out of JKS.
James did glass cannon. This is the Virtus Pro that I don't like, the one that buys like they're playing a pug and nobody gets along.
Yeah. Played one of them last night, actually.
That's the territory I don't like to see them in, but maybe James feels like he can be that factor to change things up. If anything, what it means now is if he is in the wrong place at the wrong time and can't find any impact, he'll be saving again. So, James, give us a different conversation here, mate. Would you? We want to see if you can contest, if you can force Complexity feel awkward.
They're coming, and he gets what he wanted. Blame puts his head right into the chopping block of James AWP, and he takes a slice out of Complexity, preemptively wallbanging. Oh dear. JKS has lost his jewel to Yukinda. He's lost his rifle as well. And oh, Esatag in pursuit of glory, and a response has only gone down as well. Oh dear.
Well, the orbs paid off in a big way. 1 kill, and then the dominoes have fallen. Now they can't lose a 2-on-4. Oh, it was a 2-on-5. NATO's actually backpedaling towards B. Yukinda filling the gap that has been created on A with the death of Sanji.
All right, NATO and Poison solving this puzzle together.
Do they have the corner pieces?
I reckon they've got half the sky, at least.
Half the sky at least. All right.
So they're working on the full corners. Looking at the util, NATO with a smoke flash.
Yeah.
A B finish. I'm just trying to think it through. Like, what's James holding? So he's holding the Monster Walk Up.
And it's a weird line. When you come through here, initially you're going to be turning your attention towards barrel, then the ramp, then the little hill. Not this angle. James good for one, or at least he should be.
Yeah, and Buster's looking to lock it down as well. James can mantle over this and peekaboo over the smoke. He's kind of smoked for them.
Oh, they'd be liking that.
Yeah, that's the perfect flank. Poison's gone, and yeah, NATO Sapphics handed a empty site. He can maybe get the plant. Buster's charging.
Take that.
Yeah, out of a 2v4, you take that all day long, and he's managed to slither away for a second. Good recovery, I suppose, in terms of getting something out of a round where you just lost to pistols. And a saved, I should add the saved orb caveat, excuse me.
Oh, the board orb. The
board orb, yeah, the glass cannon.
Yeah, the guys, you just buy deagles, I'm going to buy an orb. So it paid off, and this is where maybe problems start to arise for Complexity. It's been going so well up until this point. You would hate to see the wheels start to fall off now, especially after losing to, well, the pistols, really. Yakinda, with that double up in connector, almost sealed the fate, and they've actually drawn out the double AWPs here. So Buster wielding one, Jame onto the other. And I think this is what Yanko said on the desk as well. I think he said to make sure that they can't just do the crawls across the map and really destabilize them, get out the double AWP. So see how this one trots along. Jame jumping up close and personal towards connector, just playing the sound cues to see what he can hear. S14 trying his luck with the wallbang again. I don't think he'll get away with it twice in a game. And they've just fanned out into that default spread again. So this is the thing, the amount of pocket strats for Complexity on this map are going to be few and far between. You know, having one of those well-oiled B, fast execs with the flashes and the flight paths, not going to be easy to do. So it will just be the default again and again here, as JKS is operating on this connector position. Little angles to have to deal with there. S14 keeping them busy over towards B, just with some bullets through the smoke. And the bomb is very, very passive. Sewer cold clear. Buster could swing on out and, well, take JKS down. Looking the wrong way, not aware of the angles right there, and didn't think he would get pushed. 4v5.
Oh, and Yakinda's been waiting for this whole time. This does feel like the momentum shift. No, but
that was quick.
Poison very ready. Relieves a lot of pressure from his squad with that. So Yakinda's long presence is neutralized. S14 is going for a solo bomb campaign, so
25 seconds, Alex.
yeah, they're counting on this flank onto James. All the VP boys are going to be here. They've even smoked them off. This sucks for Complexity. 15. Are you just going to go through, or is S14 about to open up the thing? He's actually got another. Poison onto another, and Poison will get it all done. They line up on Optimus, and he puts his hands in the air. He doesn't even know what he's done.
I don't think they can believe they won that round. Everybody was there. I don't even know how they got through. They were smoked off. They were denied. What?
I don't understand. Fully smoked off at 15 seconds. You killed James with your solo bomb carrier.
It's how it started.
It all started so well. That's Complexity's 7th. Can I just see that again?
I don't think he realized what happened there either. He's saying what? We're saying what? Nobody knows what's up.
There's the first. Now he gets a collateral here. Bang! And the round is won.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't. Okay.
So Chad, what does that balance out losing to pistols?
I think it does.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I think it really does. Now, who do you think out of your Yakinda, Buster, and Kickit is going to be asked to drop the AWP for James here? Which one of the three?
Master requests an AWP.
Oh, he gets it too. It was Kickit. It was always going to be one of them.
There you go, sir. I've polished it for you.
Well, they have two AWPs because Buster's bought one of his own, so the buy round sufficient for VP here, but their lifeline back into the game and their great start into the last round of play, round number 10.
That.
I don't understand.
At 15 seconds, the smoke lands on the group at long. I just assume it's all over.
Well, I guess that's kind of how VP win rounds, but they don't question it. Flame's aggression gets them another almost.
Oh, I can't believe Yakinda's ready for the repeat. He just stands and delivers.
All right, we're getting a bit of argy-bargy in this game now.
Yeah.
Not a huge amount of pace to it, but definitely some early biffing here. And I'm not even concerned about the number disadvantage here for Complexity. It doesn't seem to bother them. Oh, maybe the two-man disadvantage will.
NATO's top of the scoreboard for Cole right now, and he's definitely feeling himself in a new way, in a big way. Yakinda's double, though, I mean, good for one, sure. Taking the second is above and beyond the Call of Duty. And now, from Call of Duty to their counter-strike, who is going to strike first? JKS could try and pop the head off of Sanji's jump, but he seems to have got the info safely, and so the CTs start to rotate in. NATO's on a timer now.
Hard clear.
A very hard clear. Oh, and he actually does do his job. Unfortunately, Sanji's taken down JKS, and the rest will fall into place, but a little bit of a glimmer of hope at the end of that. VP have responded after losing that last second convergence of Cole.
It's crazy. If you brought up the scoreboard right now, Alex, and you had a look at the kills, you wouldn't think the scoreline was standing at 7-4, because you've got Sanji over on one side with 10 kills, you've got NATO over the other with 10. You got 7 for Poison, you've got 7 for Yakinda, and then you've got Blame sitting here on 8 frags, 6 for James, 6 for Buster, S14 and JKS on 4 apiece, and Kick It on 4. So I feel like there's not even a disparity in the kills right now. It feels very equal in that department, but the rounds, there's quite that void. A 3-round gap here. Timeout called, discussions being had. It looks like it will just be Blame operating with an AK-47. The rest into some upgraded pistols here.
Yeah, also I think a product of some of that weird scoreboard is VP's saves. I mean, you should see how many CTs left alive there are on those Complexity wins. It's just it's like a choose your own adventure between 2 saves and 3, almost every round Call of 1. So a clean wipe on VP is always just such a huge achievement.
That's what keeps them threatening round after round, right? The fact that they do save those rifles and they always have a chance.
Yeah, and they're so convincing on those, say, forced by AWPs from James. Now he has once again got himself with the big zoom banger.
This is very aggressive. Yakinda has all playground control right now. James was just babysitting him to get into position. So with all this room that they do have, and now NATO spotted above the connector position, they have a good idea that it is likely to be B. And Blame is really taking this aggressive stance seriously. He's been the pointy head of a lot of these attacks here.
I mean, he's had that thought process. Who's going to be config when there's no config? Has to be him.
But if config returns and he's all good and he's rehabbed and there's no dramas, and Blame is able to do this in rounds, and then config, there's not as much pressure on him, there's not as much pressure on Poison. They have somebody else who can help with it, because sure, Rush was their entry man, but he was more like their entry martyr.
Oh, and actually baiting the James shot doesn't achieve too much in the grand scheme. They are advancing now. Sanji's rotated in, Buster's floating on his way as well, and there's Blame, there's JKS. Oh dear! The site's open for business. JKS pushes forward, NATO with more, the multi-kill to secure the round. They are planting and exposed to Kickit, but holding the line. That's the first in this 1v3. Kickit's got a lot to do, and Blame's already completely evaporated. He's going around the world. Kickit's anticipating this. I wonder how quick Blame is on this flank. Kickit's not shown face at the top of sight. And he's away. Oh, he just went a little early. Blame did not slow down. He's still holding W, so now the flank should secure a guarantee. There's JKS to wrap it up, and there's another nonsense one out of Complexity.
I can't believe they stole another one back. They've just stolen that back. And this is, I swear this is how VP feel when they do it, right? Yeah. Because all those dominoes fall, it goes from looking one way to the other in the blink of an eye. Great shot from Blame. Great shot from JK. Did JK certainly have a Glock?
It looked like a Glock in the kill field. I didn't want to commit to it, but we'll see a sidearm. Oh, NATO's feeling so good, dude.
I'm pretty sure it was a Glock.
Yeah. It felt like a deagle. I mean, you got like that insta-goosh. Cole 8, VP 4 for a spot in the round of 12. The train's kind of screwed him a little there.
Yeah. Okay, well, No dramas, no dramas. They didn't fully commit to that.
I mean, imagine getting out of your group when you've had S-Tag for a week and NATO Safix has just got his bum in the seat.
Yeah, on the NATO phone. It's not their bat phone, but...
they put a picture of his logo in the sky over Copenhagen.
When blame calls.
Yeah. NATO's at dinner. Sorry, Mum, I've got to go. You understand. You
Throws
understand.
on his cape.
Yeah, out the door with his mouse and keyboard under his arm, and down goes Buster. Blame dunks on him. And they've got the perfect read. Let's go back to the wide open A site.
Well, if this is looking tidy, I wouldn't mind if somebody on replay or Jakey or production could just... Because I was watching from a bad angle. I really want to know if that was a Glock kill from JKS.
Yeah, let's see that again if we could. That would be really cool.
That was crazy. It's going to be hard to catch on the replay because those 3 frags came in instantaneously.
Yeah, and I think for the replay boys, we just saw it from NATO's POV.
Yeah,
so obviously they have to gamble for one.
They could just tell, just let me know, was it a Glock or was it not a Glock?
Or we just need another computer for these guys in their dungeon, which just does bird's eye of everything they're watching.
You know
somehow.
What? If I go to HLTV, which is a little bit delayed from us right now, and I keep my eyes on the scoreboard, in about a minute or two's time, I'll know.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's do that. That works, and that's guaranteed.
But yeah, I already suspect a Glocks, as do you. Let's just lock that in finally.
Yeah, I just wasn't doing my standing position to see the monitor at the right angle. I was doing my sitting position where things are a little bit blurry. What? Can you believe it's 9 o'clock?
I honestly can't.
Today's been a lot. Today is going to be a long one because For's G2 could absolutely deliver. Now, if you're a G2 fan, I'll say it again. And I'm going to say it for those of you G2 fans in the back. You want Complexity to lose, which is not looking likely now. So if Complexity win, that means G2 cannot make the playoffs. If Complexity lose, G2, as long as they beat For's and win their match tomorrow, will be able to make the playoffs potentially, maybe, technically.
Technically. Precisely.
But otherwise, G2 are just playing for pride, and well, with the way that they've started this group, they definitely haven't seemed ready for competition.
No, the G2 camp right now are holding their breath. I mean, they've been supporting VP for this one throughout, and it's at times it's looked very convincing. Isn't that the story, though, of Virtus Pro? A 16-10 conversion on Mirage. We thought it was done. We thought it was over. I mean, the analysts understandably and justifiably said it had to be a 2-0 for Cole to have a shot. That's because of the unknown entity that is Overpass. James tagged up NATO. We're back into round 14 here. And if they can just hold on to this, if they can hold on... It's a very deep nade, wasn't it?
Very deep nade. It was a Glock.
And if they could just hold their nerve, hold their metal, post a 10th, never mind an 11th.
10 would be great, 11. That would be a dream.
On T side, yeah, it's a great haul. It really is. And a limited VP utility belt for the remaining 70 seconds.
And no kit in sight here, so bomb going down again. I know it normally results in a save, but less likely as Jame in the upper bathrooms here will have some company very soon. Is Blame going to be flashed or is he just going to peek dry? Oh, he's across. Oh, that is huge.
I can't believe he's got that, and he might even find Yakinda because he is a demon. Now Yakinda's got a lot on his plate.
They can accelerate.
They are. They're charging to punish. NATO tucked in, S-Tag advancing, they're taking some space, taking some liberties. Look at the amount of control they have. The smokes have arrived, and surely the bomb will too.
S-Tag looks confused. Where are they?
Why is he planning there? He's a little exposed to the bank player. He's gotten away with murder there, though.
I hope he calmed that plant position. That's going to get dicey. They're all holding from bathrooms and banana here, so that plant could be a problem.
They are boosting. Perfect with the flash. I don't know if S-Tag caught a glimpse of that. It's a dodgy plant. There's no push from VP just yet.
No kit, no kit.
Gonna have to hurry this one up. Weird defuse. They can defuse behind the box. Chad, our worst nightmares are coming true. They just have to knock him off the bomb. He's still defusing. There's the spray. Good golly. Did that one get a little dangerous? A little rough around the edges.
Look, I get what S-Tag's going for there because they're worried about Yakinda peeking out at long at any moment. So you get the plant, but just towards the tail end, it looks dicey. But that's 10, the double digits on the T side. Complexity. They want to secure this one.
What a second shot out of Poison as well. We're so concerned about that spray. You can see JKS just full commits, hoping and praying they're not tucked in behind the dice boxes. And now 10. They've actually done it, and look what VP are presenting for their final round of play. Cole have got the opportunity here.
They're definitely presenting.
Oh, just shy of the mark, would have softened Yakinder up. And JKS and Yakinder have been having a bit of a duel in Underpass throughout this series, so that's another win for the Savage.
I'm going to have to go back and check this evening, but I thought Justin was the backyard babysitter before, and I thought Rush was the connector player.
Well, they have chopped and changed a few roles, haven't they?
Yeah, so maybe that's one of the ones that he got a change up in. It's much more active. It's unfortunate for S-Attack, he gets the other one of the two, but here we go, 4v5. Just over a minute left on the clock. No AWP, no kit, only a smoke and a flash to work with. Complexity, they do good to lose this one.
And yet here I stand, concerned that it's a possibility. Now,
It's
Buster,
always a possibility.
Well, certainly, but Buster is in a prime position to really play spoiler here. It would be a very hard clear, and if the spacing's good from Cole, it should only be one.
Who's getting the bomb?
Oh, they're even flashing it. Oh, he looks the wrong way. There you go. Not even one from Buster. S-Attack's been dispatched on bomb duty, and we are just a couple of frags away. NATO full commit, and that does translate into the double response. B-side open for business. The whole map is open for business, and no one can deny the plant. Sanji certainly can't, and that's the end of him. Wow. Complexity 5 rounds away from getting out of groups, Chad. That's the final half of play for your second series of the day here. It's a big one for Group B. A lot at stake. And this flash could be brutal for Virtus Pro. They're walking in. JKS for the contact play. One expect leaning heavily in Complexity's way, and that's the swing. That's the chance. Poison, Peppers for one. It's a problem, though, because a lot of room now for VP to maneuver. And these next headshots will be very telling. NATO heavily tagged, but still JKS. There's some taps, 2 to be specific. And there's more where that came from. Nice from James. Somehow pulls a double out of his bottom. And they don't have the bomb, but they seem to be receding. This is fruity now. They're going to lose them. And I guess that's by design, but bomb on B, disappearing off into the mist. If you're NATO with 10 HP, do you want to be Scouty Boy or do you just want to be a Hidey Boy?
I didn't kind of mind the fact when he just had his
head down.
Yeah, and just have Blame try and bait this one in, but they're working their way both up sandbags with the reposition. Blame will be baiting NATO here for the conversion, so it's going to be on Blame. NATO should fall very quickly.
He'd love one. Kicker might give it to him. Oh, okay. Baited. Completely. James has a look, and now they know where he's coming from. He's trifling with 2. He knows where they are. It's all about these headshots. He just can't put them down. Well handled by Virtus Pro. It was James that just bailed them out in a very big way. I think it was his Glock that just popped off. Those 2 in quick succession really neutered the Complexity defense.
Yeah, and it looked like they had done enough there with the JKS double, but maybe the team getting a bit ahead of themselves here. Here's the JKS, just beautiful little headshots and trying to pivot around to alleviate a little bit of the pressure there. JKS tries to do too much. He goes down, and well, VP...
That's step 1, right?
Yeah, this is step 2, and maybe a little bit of a bigger step is making sure they don't go down to this force by here. NATO, S-Attack, JKS, a completely new combo of players to lock down that B bomb site. Blame and Poison tasked with defending A right here, right now.
Yeah, it's like new voices for JKS as well. 2 new voices to play the site with.
And JKS previously, before joining Complexity, didn't used to play a lot of Overpass. This was the perma ban for Vox. We didn't play it in Renegades. He didn't play it a lot in 100 Thieves.
Maybe I'm asking a newbie question. Is this the boost where you kind of have to just be jumping?
Is it with the MP9? Yeah, S-Attack can jump and he can use the accuracy of the MP9.
It's not going to help him, unfortunately, because they're all coming through Monster. The nades have been good. Every single one is connected to an extent, including VP. NATO with an opportunity, and he's fired off a good deagle bullet there. It's taken down Kickert. And Sanji, oh, very low. It's enabled Blame onto Yakinder, and with them low, they are vulnerable to scout tags as one hits through the box. Jane within that one-shot radius. Careful now, burning, and Blame's so worried about the classic VP flank, they're just going to walk away from this one.
Yeah, well, they know Buster loves the flank here. If Blame has a lookout heaven and he can at least either scout some info or somehow get a kill, maybe they'll go for it. Smoke towards short.
That's threatening. It's not going to stop VP, of course. They've got a double monster hold.
Well, they have to go now. Look at the time.
Yeah. Nice AK. You'd love to take down a couple of these VP members, and they're so tagged, they'll all exit. Blame will get to keep hold of it.
Yeah, Blame should be able to live in graffiti right now, so all good. And everybody walks away with their life after that post-plant situation. For Buster, James, and Sanji, that's great to hold on to their rifles. Blame's going to be happy with picking up an AK here, can drop a deagle across. And they are going to keep themselves a little bit more threatening for the next round of play. But if VP bring this one back, you know, that is going to be mental. I think with the CT side, right, you would be saying maybe it's easier for Complexity to keep it together. If they're getting toyed within their rotations in the same way that Complexity were doing that to VP, that's where there might be a communication breakdown.
Certainly. It's a possibility. Now, the fact that Poison's stuck around here does give me a little bit of confidence. He's fallen off now, as will the entire Complexity squad.
This looks very reminiscent of the first half, in the sense that, I swear to God, we saw an exact same round out of this. VP went everywhere together with James. He played for info. Once he said the coast is clear, they all rotated. Once they realized the coast was clear at B, they all rotated back to A. And then Complexity just ended the other site. Now, transitioning on the radar here, everybody is gravitating towards B. So maybe Complexity have made the right gamble stack this time, but it means that they just have to stay. They cannot rotate back. If they hold their horses, we're going to get a 5v5 on the B bomb site. And they're not holding their horses.
Ooh, Poison's actually a bit of a threat with that scout. He spots one going short pipe as well.
This is aggressive.
He's hard committed to this angle.
Very aggressive.
So he can't really leave. He's just going to be looking to try and tag anyone else up, soften them up for their deagles. Yakinda poking and prodding short side and gets more than he bargained for here. They're going to assume it's a stack. And Yakinda's gone down without a single frag. So it's on to Sanji now losing his rifle. James needs this and Blame's down. That was a real opportunity now for Cole with a weapon in S14's hands. I'm not ready to write them out. Neither is the deagle of JKS now down. Oh, S14. And the bomb's still around him, as are the entire squad. So they're going to come to his site, but as he backs away, Buster greets him with a spray. And that's 7 for VP. And Chad's fears will start to become all the more apparent. As we get into our next gun round, we'll start seeing if they get pulled around by this T side of VP. Because it did, as you said, Chad, that 11-4 half, it felt a lot like VP and the way in which they find their victories.
Yeah, there was a lot of slow
open
rounds.
Sights, you're over-rotated.
Winning with one hero gun, you know, everybody hitting their shots in the last 15 seconds of the round. That one right there, if Complexity just believed in that stack, I think they would have had a better chance of defending from the side. But regardless, that's not the way the cookie crumbled. And Blame forward, had a look, will immediately be forced on back. And Yakinda, oh, you can smell blood in the water, hot on his heels here. Oh, nice little boost. Different variation there. The CTs dealing damage to the Ts with a boost for once. I'm sure they're under the pump more often than not. And here's this Buster lurk. Now, Blame has to be aware of this. If he's ever watched a VP demo, he knows that Buster works on this territory. And if Blame gets this kill, which he will, that should really wrangle VP into a odd situation. Oh, look at the gamble stack. They've gamble stacked A. They've completely gamble stacked A here of Complexity. Yeah,
and the only possibility of this going deeply awry is if Yakinda not only finds Blame, but they go B, and that's exactly what they're doing. Oh, timings. Is the door open? So many questions. S14 knows he can find Yakinda here, and he can't win that duel. JKS will have to stick around for it. Now they finished the job, but they're so late. They're so late on this rotate. Yakinda's 3 kills on A have opened up B.
Shiver me timbers, mate. This is a rough retake right now. No defuse kit between JKS and NATO. Now, look, they have a bit of utility, but if they're playing the long game...
Oh, they're not going for it, are they?
Well, they might. JKS is getting over here. JKS has a molly. They've got a couple of flashes between them. Remember, no kits, so time of the essence.
And now he knows where both of them are coming from. Nice bit of util from NATO to make him peek. And that's the end of that, isn't it?
VP are going to win this game, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Why does it feel so apparent?
I don't know. Maybe we're just non-believers.
We've been non-believers this whole time.
Non-believers.
We've been non-believers this whole time, Chad. We've just been, you know, enjoying in quiet and very... I mean, I can't get it right. What have we been doing?
We've been commentating Counter-Strike.
That's true. What have we been doing? We've been quietly surprised by Complexity at every turn.
I want to know what made them gamble stack A.
Bloody quick.
I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate the call. I just wonder what made them gamble stack A. Like, it's okay to make those kind of gambles. I get it. I definitely get it. I'm just wondering what was the inclination.
What if, I mean, when you look at the minimap as Yakinda's opening up on long, it actually seems like the perfect call. It was only until those frags went Yakinda's way that it fell apart.
And then the Sith Megazord of James was able to obviously read their mind with his telekinesis.
With his telekinesis?
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard about that. The Deegs are doing nothing. In fact, we can count this as 9.
Well, they're bending spoons right now. It just feels, they're just like the train, the Virtus Pro comeback. They were just shoveling the coal, the wood, the whatever you want to power your train with. Maybe solar power. Maybe you're into the environment. Maybe you've got some bloody wind turbines on top of it. I don't mind. But they were just fueling it in the first half, and now they're the Virtus Pro that could. Uphill no more. They're almost finding themselves on that downhill stretch. Nice little well-placed nade there to default. James hadn't repositioned, but it's only going to be damage there. Not sure that Blame and Esatag want to give up these AK-47s. And that is 9. Felt like a pretty easy 9.
It really did. It's kind of flown past, and the gap closing rapidly for Complexity. And 11-4 CT Hall, it was good. It was convincing, especially on their, excuse me, I should say T Hall. Now here they stand on the defense, yet to post a round. Terrorists win.
Well, the G2 fans again, they were turning off the stream. They were walking away. The G2 fans had seen enough. They thought, bloody hell, it's all over, Red Rover. We're not getting out of the groups. Well, now...
But don't forget who we're talking about here.
It's VP.
It's the team with, I think, the record-breaking comeback.
Oh, yes, indeed. Well, they're in the stands right here. The G2 fans are getting louder than the Virtus Pro fans right now. The signs are out, and the tech pauses too.
But maybe Steam should go down, actually.
Steam should go down again.
It's about, we're overdue.
Steam should go down again.
A little Steam
I
crash.
like how the admin has just said, what's up? Because I want to know what's up too. What's up, Buttercup? Everyone's favorite FPS bug. Now, that's one I would like to get to the bottom of. Maybe one day.
Do you know, I mean, we can take this moment to actually reflect on, you mentioned Train, it just came back up in my mind. Do you know what I don't miss? I don't miss VP doing their Train defaults, because that map was a dream for Virtus Pro. Do you remember the amount of cheeky, fakey boys around Ivy they'd get away with?
Yeah. Well, like,
10 seconds, they're fighting Ivy, they're going back to Pop, they're finishing B.
I think Blast did some content recently where they were asking a bunch of players which map they preferred, whether Ancient or Train, and I think they were going, a lot of people were voting for Ancient. I think like Perfecto, maybe it was Perfecto. I think he went with Train. I didn't watch the whole video.
Well, Navi's Train did bang.
Yeah, so you can see probably why he was a little bit remiss that Train went out. But here we go, Sanji's back. Let's hope that they've put that FPS issue to bed. And yeah, Ready being called by Complexity, the Danish international squad that can.
Danish, come on now.
Oh,
I mean, when they started, it felt a little US, didn't it? We had Obo, Rush.
Right. Yes. And it was an American organization.
They were even, I think, destined to play on North American soil.
This was just after they got rid of like Def and Shazam and Sick. Sick in there. Yeah, Ricky was there for a while.
Jason Lake, I believe it was after the Star Ladder Berlin major play-ins, he put out a tweet
Juggernaut,
saying, I want to build a Juggernaut. Yeah. And poor Juggernaut has actually just been plagued by issues entirely out of their control.
Yeah, I'm surprised though, Jason, if you are listening out there, maybe Messioso can make this happen now, Mr. Graham Pitt. How have we not had Blame F cosplay as the Juggernaut?
Oh, maybe they were saving that for like the first big win.
Maybe
like
the major.
Juggernaut build complete, you know, and then they just put him in a big metal helmet.
Because I could see him in the helmet.
I could.
Yeah,
and
running through walls.
Maybe we get Juzzy Bear in a full unitard.
Okay, who would he be?
Deadpool.
Justin would be Deadpool.
Yeah, because he's without the mask, he's got no expression, no real kind of character. And then he puts on the mask and he becomes this whole new kind of alter ego. Known as Deadpool, I guess. Yeah. Don't know the Marvel universe well enough to give you an alternative.
No,
so
that's all right.
We'll go with that.
I definitely see that you tried.
They punched each other in the CGI thingy-majiggy.
The CGI thingy-majiggy.
Deadpool 2, I believe it's called.
All right, here we go again.
Woo, we're burning the midnight oil, folks. We're not used to this. Sorry,
I don't lie. I normally go to bed at around like 10 or 11
It's actually way past his bedtime at this point. We're supposed to be tucked up in bed with our teddy bears. And instead, we find ourselves talking about a rather intense game of Counter-Strike. It was an 11-4 half, and yet every part of the fibers of our being starts to believe that the Polar Bears got what it takes to close this gap.
Especially if they win this one here. It's really going to start rubbing salt in the wounds. 11-4 on the half, 11-9 we sit now. Blame F in tandem with Poison on a two-man long hold. Jame and Co. Yeah, just around that corner.
Yeah, the timing of Flames pushes everything. He is going to be flashed in, plays anti, loses vision, unloads his mag and loses his life. Sticking around for the repeat. Poison, an uncharacteristic miss, results in loss of territory. And in a large way as well, because Yakinda's pushed up for the rotate back. Oh. Yeah, I mean... Chad, it's over to you.
Well, right now, NATO on the site can still probably swat this one away. He does have S-Attack with him here, and both have swung on out. So that information might be enough to send Virtus Pro back towards B, where JKS can cut them off before they get to the Monster Pipe. 2 to line up. JKS gets none. And this one could be done, unless from the heavens here, NATO and S-Attack can find a couple of shots through the smoke. Lost bonus in their favor. If they save, they'll both be able to drop a rifle each in the next round of play, but this Buster Lurk, we spoke about it earlier, it's now manifesting, and it might be enough. They know it's coming.
That's a lovely find from NATO. He gets the information for free, and that might slow Buster down, but unfortunately for the save of Complexity, they kind of need the frag.
Yeah, S-Attack has to go and deal with this, right? NATO's too low. S-Attack will buy them some space, but guess what? Sanji and Jame will fill his role. Locked out, locked down. And now with that max loss bonus in play, the fact that they may only save one rifle, that's if S-Attack can live. They won't be able to drop it across in the same way. So even unable to save here. Because think about this, NATO could have dropped the rifle, could have even dropped an AWP for Poison. S-Attack could have dropped something as well. Blame had enough to buy himself. They might still go for a buy here, you know. JKS has 4K. So S-Attack, if he just drops Poison and AWP, Blame can buy, NATO can buy, they can still make this work. It's not as bad as I foretold, but...
Timeout time, though. Definitely want to make sure you get everything right.
Maybe even a double timeout, just knowing that you're yet to win a round. So you have a couple of options here, and I guess with the passive nature in which VP are approaching this, you might not want to consider an aggressive move, but an all-in of some variety could be what is needed to change the tide of this.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 4-man A push, you go 2 bathrooms, you go 2 long, you try and stop them defaulting over towards playground, don't allow them to get past the precipice of party and play retake on the B bomb site and hope that you have enough utility and men left to get back in there. There's a lot of things that you could do.
Yeah, and you know, it's easy to say, obviously harder to do, especially when you're in the game yourself and you're in your third map and you're kind of feeling like that 11-4 half feels so long ago now. You just feel like you're in a different game. It's completely nullified, and they're going for a boost. Interesting mix-up off the back of a timeout. They set Jame up, hoping to catch a CT slip in, and slip they shall not.
Okay, well, they have 4 players over towards B here, and normally the problem with that totem boost is you now have to go work on map control. You're worried about a long push, maybe a push towards the fountain, how much territory have they taken connector? Well, Kickit's down there, so they know that they at least have their half of connector under control. That's pure VP fashion. They're never in too much of a rush, so a minute 20, flash comes over, space now being taken, and that is going to go over to Poison as information for him to relay back to his B stack. Everything's cool right now, but eventually there will be a timer on the gap being pipped towards long. Jame has that bomb on his back over towards the B bomb site for now, which could be an indication that's where they want to finish, but...
Poison's being walked up on here. Bang! And Yakinda's gone. Okay, now that might channel them into the stack, Chad. Blame has floated back, so it's a 3-man stack, but...
It's a Monster lockdown, though. JKS, NATO, and S-Attack are all close to Monster, and they're actually floating to lock it down even more. So well-placed nade just tickles the feet of one. And there is another smoke on NATO. He should get that down to Monster now. This is perfect. He's going to channel them all up through short here. They have to go, that molly. They're going to extinguish. Here we go.
And this is it. They come crashing into the rocks, and no vision for NATO. It's returned in time for a nice double. He's got the bomb down. And mission accomplished. Complexity have posted their first CT round.
They've broken the drought.
Whoo-wee. Jame, standard procedure. I reckon he's going to hide in plain sight here. He's fine.
Well, it's felt like a long time between drinks for rounds here for Complexity. They will get it done. And oh, Jamie's gonna not hold on to the AWP. He's gone down after time. Now 10k in the back pocket, not too many worries. But not getting up to his regular hijinks to saving the gun right there. But this one here was good utility usage on that B-bomb set. They kept Monster Smoke the entire time. But there was also a little bit more space given by VP because they went for that boost, right? They started their campaign of defaulting about 30 seconds after they normally would.
Right, yeah, precisely. Like that control was given. This time it's going to be 4-4. Blame wanted it. They've thrown out a smoke for Poison to peek on, but he's not got any support. He's going to have to pull the plug on that. He wanted to do a cheeky, aggressive maneuver over that fountain smoke. You can see the Molotov from VP would have been a problem. So, all's well that ends well.
Oh, run boost. JAME Airlines. Landing was a little bit rough, but they got to the destination and they just set Buster up. So now that JAME can opt down the long corridor, Buster can work on his control.
I'm just imagining JAME Airlines when he's saving. It's just him flying around above the airport, just constantly like, sorry guys, we're going to be extending your aviation journey today. That's obviously not how they speak. You think I've been on enough planes to know how they speak?
Yeah, I kind of want to forget those journeys.
Well, VP, look at the mini-map. They couldn't be more segregated. And
I couldn't tell you where they're going.
Nope, no one can. And that's the beauty of it, because Cole don't know either. Now, this boost is promising if, and it remains an if, S-Attack sticks around. He's just dropped off as they emerge. A silent advance. Here we go. So,
there's only 2 players on the site for this hit.
James got a Heaven Smoke cocked. Cocked? That's the word I was trying to say. And Buster has Blame clocked. There we go. Oh, above and over. Good for one. JKS in a lot of hot water here. Good dink. Being pushed and swung on by Sanji. Poison Molotov out of contention, really. NATO's flank's the only hope they have, and he's made it a very quick 1v2. NATO Safix,
give it a
see
go.
what you've got.
Give it a crack.
They're shouting at him, aren't they?
They're telling him to save, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I thought that was going to be the hero moment.
Well, at some point, let me give you the good news, Alex. At some point, they have to start going for the clutches. So we've probably only got about 2 to 3 more rounds of the saving before they will attempt these rounds. But when the game is this close,
yeah,
it's justified.
Absolutely. And what's funny is, you know, Chad, I'll give you a little story while NATO saves.
I love a good story.
When I was first getting into Counter-Strike commentating, transitioning from COD 4 Pro Mod, we're talking way early days. Me and Lauren decide we want to be Counter-Strike people.
Okay.
We couldn't stop ramping in all of the like 2v3s where it ends up being a save, but they poke and prod. Like we'd ramp because we're so used. You'd always go for those clutch. Like whenever you saw a 1v3, you just get excited because someone's going to give it a good go. And part of me definitely does miss the encouragement or the reward of going for every single clutch. You get to see those plays certainly, but that obviously on the other foot, you just lose that entire beautiful economy game that we get to spend the entire game talking about. So
yeah, that's the thread that ties us all together, right?
It really does, and it's what makes Counter-Strike a thinking man's game. Speaking of thinking man, it's Blame. He's pushed up. Ooh, and catches a glimpse of one that might lure Buster into a false sense of security, and it has caught pure wall bang from Blame, no less, and he's actually going to stick around. He throws the smoke to guise his retreat, but that's going to channel them into B, and I think they know that. They're acknowledging that with a rotation of NATO's Safix.
JK's getting flashed in here. Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, they know where you are, Kicker. That was a perfect flash out of NATO, but JKS has still been caught. Here comes VP, that slow, vicious strangle of the attack. Slowly taking your map away from you. Hiding in the smoke, hiding in plain sight is S-Attack. He wants to strike with the MP9. Smoke's deployed. There's still so much time, but Kicker plays that so well. Kept even. Maybe there's more to be said about this one. It's NATO Safix on the site that seems to be channeling them away.
And they've had a lot of fights given to them there, right? They had
Blame
to
will
take
hear this.
a couple. Too bad he's in the wrong place, right? Yakinda's going to beat him to the top of the site, and if he does fight Yakinda, then maybe that sends them back towards this B area as James is posted towards short. Sanji playing between the two of them here.
Oh, you've got to be smart if you're Blame here. Think it through. James waiting for NATO's info push. They're playing such a cruel game of Counter-Strike. You die pushing short to an AWP as the bomb goes down on the other side of the map.
Blame will go for this.
One Optimus, one Dice. Finds his first.
Healthy player,
yeah,
dead.
Don't forget, Yakinda's very low, but he's just assuming he's not Optimus, and so shot in the back of the head. Still only 1 round to boast. Complexity down and out.
Oh, this is getting very, very rough now. They've clawed it all the way back here, and I don't know what they can do on this CT side. Another timeout called. They scrap together that buy. They'll have to be humbled right now. It can't be more than a couple of upgraded pistols at best, maybe some SMGs if they'd like. Blame has 5.9. NATO has 4.6, but between the other three, there's not really a way that they're going to be able to buy. And the claps in the background trying to keep the spirits high, but I mean, I feel the energy getting sucked out of the room right now.
I'm right there with you. There's just a small part of me that has to return to the thought process of, dude, we are still four CT rounds. Admittedly, VP's coffers have been swelling to the point where it just doesn't feel like you're ever going to get a slight moment's respite. None of these rounds will come easy. But it's still within touching distance. If you take this half somehow and separate it from the first, admittedly, it is going to be very difficult for Cold to recover.
Hero M4 on Blame.
Here he comes. Oh. And there's a small universe where he does some damage here, and there goes Yakinda. That's one of the shining lights and beacons of hope for VP, often on their T side, and he's gone. No project for Yakinda this time.
If he just stays active here, Blame, and repositions this M4 time and time again, might even be able to find another kill here. Poison and Blame have Sanji tucked in towards the tail end of Connector. Now, that one kill has bought a little bit of room, and Kicker should be dead for this world right now. He's been baited into the left, has someone to deal with on the right, and now Sanji's down.
Oh dear. I mean, this is dreamy for Cole. Let's see if they can hold on to this. So Buster's long lurk and hijinks are starting to manifest, and yeah, James walking the bomb up there too.
If Buster is able to take Blame out here, they can just stroll in towards A. Blame is the only one they have to deal with on the site, and he's noisy about this.
Bit of a meal of it, and more impact from Blame, and the hero M4 finishes it off. That's it. Kicker's so detached from the pack. Poison's even acknowledging it's a possibility. And yeah, there should be no hope in the world. Cole will find their second CT round.
Not a lot of money for Kicker here, so it's not the end of the world if he does save this. Well, he didn't save this, and now it might be the end of the world because money is an issue for a few members on Virtus Pro. I cannot believe that Blame has just gone Hero M4, pushed up, taken the first fight, helped facilitate the second, contributed, then for the third and the fourth kills.
Beast, absolute beast.
That's huge.
To pull that off against VP as well.
He was involved in 4 of the kills there. Like, his presence is what allowed Poison to pick.
He got right under their skin.
Well, this round here is everything. Next round, 1900 for VP.
Whoa.
I cannot believe this.
And they're throwing an aggressive maneuver into the playbook. This is a very ambitious push. I love it. Now, it might take us 30 seconds to see it pay off, but they've set him up. And they seem to be thinking better of it.
Yeah, I think they're worried about this connector door swinging open, so instead they're sending S-Attack to be the doorman, Poison to be the VIP to get ushered on through, and, well, Sanji, you were locked down. Poison is still flirting with this. I'm surprised he hasn't dropped back quicker. He could get sandwiched in here.
Yeah, they certainly could. JKS has got a lot to deal with. Does find the headshot. Again, Yakinda down. VP are already feeling hot under the collar. They've lost Yakinda. S-Attack was flirting with the smoke, but now VP have control of that short water. They can pivot. The door was open. Sanji's there. Now, it's Blame responsible for ensuring no slips through the toilets.
Yeah, NATO's just jumping from the dice box right now, so he can respond to help B pretty quickly. So it will be a 4-on-3 on the site until NATO gets there, but this boost,
it could
they
be
have
everything.
to get something. I think S-Attack, he must be aware that this is coming. They're not looking, they're not ready. Oh, Poison's down. JKS follows.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. NATO long range does get some body bursts into Buster. Good flash to suppress. Blame slot starting to join the pack, and he will be there to at least contribute. Oh no, they've recovered an AWP as well. 12 seconds as the bomb goes in. There's no way they can deny it. It's too risky. And from behind, they do strike. S-Attack with 1, still on the site. It's so close. 2-on-2. James a nuisance. He gets the best of Blame, and it's all to play for S-Attack. No kit. desperate to isolate. Look at the bunny hop. He might. Oh, Sanji saves him. And he says play on. An AWP for Jame, and he says it's not enough.
Ooh. Jeez. That's a tag. You thought he had done enough
that
right
little
there.
move, bro. He actually baited
the
it.
steps as well. It looked like he had done enough. That would have been huge impact here out of Esatag.
We might get to see it from like the third party here. Look at this hop. He baits Sanji round the pillar here. Look. Bop. Hey. Up. Isolates the duel. He's holding down the mouse. One. Yeah, a different universe. That's a very stylish clutch out of the Dane. Instead, it leaves us in a very weird one. It's going to be AK's light util, or someone's taking a Galil.
Yeah, I think we might see a Galil or two in the mix here. Maybe even Yakinda down to... Oh, no, they did go with a Galil. I was going to say maybe even on Deagle if they wanted a couple more nades, but it is VP. They're happy to operate with very little. Scrappy end here. Map 3, we've gone the distance and looking like we're going that far again. Both teams missing.
Do I say it?
Overtime?
Overtime?
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, Kickit fancies his chances of at least putting a 14th on the board. Poison's holding steady as well.
I think this round says it all. Whoever wins this one wins the game.
All right. Chad has spoken. NATO has too. And they're going for the toilet walk-in. Now, Poison is going to be very vulnerable to this. There's a timer. They're really pushed up. I don't think he's ready for this. There's so many bodies to his right. And they're going to clear him. A sitting duck. They pluck him out. Blame with so much on his plate here, and he's done very well for the first. Smoke might save him. He lives on. And now the bomb to be planted.
Oh, he's burning a lot. Oh, the nade. He ran back through the flames.
Ouch. And it results in his death. A good nade from JKS. Chunks Buster. But they've used all their util now. So as it fades, this will be cold with a good shot at giving it a go. Got Smoke and Kit combined on JKS and Esatag. NATO with impact. He's found Jame as well. They can do this. It's very close. Sanji holding this headshot angle. They're yet to commit. You got to hurry up with that smoke. Jump in for info. Knows it's long. NATO's gone. Need that smoke. Need that kit. Need it now. And you got to defend. Finding the first. He's got to defuse right now. He picks up the kit. No, he didn't pick it up. He didn't pick it up, and no hope for them. It will be VP's 14th.
Oh, and he goes down with the bomb as well. The worst possible scenario there. It's not the save. It's not the clutch. It's losing absolutely everything. And VP, they get it done. It looked like Blame had done enough. It looked like he had done enough. The kill, he stole them out. The smoke.
Oh, so how many heartbreaks can a team that's been together for a week take? You know, like, like I've seen bigger teams, like teams that have been established for years, crumble under the situations these boys have conceded in this series.
Maybe because it's a new love, it's easier for them to forget the pain.
Oh, it's so real, Chad. Damn.
That one hitting home for most.
Yeah, it's easier to forgive in the
early stages.
Romantic stages. It certainly is until it starts to accrue a debt.
Yeah, it doesn't bother you as much in the beginning. Time, it's a cruel mistress here, and NATO 5.3.
Time waits for no one, Chaddy, and looks like Complexity are going to be putting all their chips into the center of the table.
This is the shove. This is it.
They frown, take a sip of their drink, and say it all in.
Oh, look, they've had to prioritize nades. Blame's gone for the M4. NATO's has the best buy out of the mob. JKS and Esatag defending B can work with SMGs, but it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all here. Passive stance deployed. Virtus Pro.
Oh boy.
The waiting game, their favorite. When they go to the doctors and they're told to wait, they smile.
It's a good skit we could actually get. VP just ear to
Waiting
ear.
for delayed trains.
Yeah, everything. Oh man, that's a really... Put that in your pocket.
Someone get that over
When we
to
have our
Frank.
hands on the players, that's pretty funny, actually. Poison's given him a good, safe info play. You said you wanted a passive setup. Well, it doesn't get more passive than jumping with your knife out for info. I think you got spotted, and so it's an even relay of information.
Look at this one from James. Downtown, that smoke's going to land.
Strong arm.
That corridor is so long. And he's kind of isolated. Poison has to fight here against Kickit if he does want to round the corner.
Can we contextualize what they're up to, though, Chad? Because they've parked this bus on B the whole time.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to go for the B finish. Maybe even more so now with that Kickit kill. It should draw a rotation, but nobody wants to move just yet.
Don't flinch.
They're sticking to their guns on this. They're keeping the pieces in the right place.
Hold your nerve. Oh, JKS baiting with the nade. It's just a little shy of the mark. This is what they were waiting. 25. Verse Pro are such geeks. And it's going to work. Yakinda needed more. Buster with something. Kicking down the door. We're on a 2v2 here. And NATO and Blame are coming short side. It's about the util. Great smoke. Sanji catching some flack, but the bomb will be planted safely. They're playing it to perfection here. VP just milking this round for everything it's worth.
They're charging.
Coming in thick and fast. And there's a chance. It needs to be all on NATO. 1v2 for their hopes and dreams. Kit available. You might want to scoop that up, but he wants to fight now. And he's isolated it. He does take it. NATO's Sapphics keeps complexity in it.
Oh, and we have more twists and turns in this one here. Back and forth these teams go. Nobody wanting to relent. And to think, it's just 5 rounds that were necessary on the CT side of Overpass for complexity. Well, that's their third. Only their third here. One-way traffic in the second half, just like the first. And what a clutch here from NATO. The black t-shirt, you see him in there? Well, that's the super sub kit.
It is. He made his own. Oh, that's going to be feeling so good as well. For such a crucial round, NATO Sapphics adrenaline pumping, living his absolute reality, making a fantasy a reality if he qualifies for the playoffs of Pro League as a stand-in.
Yeah, I think he's going to be more than happy with that one right there. And you can just see the buy now for Virtus Pro. Complexity were limping last round. Well, VP, they got a broken limb. 3 Deagles, 2 AKs, light util. Is there a change-up? This time round, no AWP to usher the long presence that they've been working on time and time again. Yakinda sent out on a fact-finding mission. Jaime and Sanji down through the connector. Maybe they'll look for an A finish this time round because they fell back into that B stack, and those SMGs, we said they could work to lock down the B bomb site. They did exactly that. But Yakinda's taken a lot of space here. And he's got a lot more available to him. Last time he walked up through the bathrooms, he caught Poison slipping. This time, Poison's a bit wiser, dropping back passively towards the site. Has called for the cavalry. Blame joining him now and getting set up for an A-piece finish will be Virtus Pro. Smoke's being lined up. A couple of mollies, a couple of flashes to work with. It's the A all in.
It's so brave from Blame. He's just flashed to have a look, and I think he's confirmed his suspicions. The nade is very promising. And here we go. It's Yakinda, meets Poison, does best him. A chance! They all line up on the Blame F. Famas 3. He has the AK. The flashes from his team have bought him time. He's ready and unloads into another. Looking for the ace, and he sends them packing. VP are broken, and Blame F just pops off, stands up, rips that headset off. He knows what he's done.
What a huge round. What an absolutely huge round.
He knows what he's done, Chad. He's broken VP on match point, series point.
The one-man army on the site here. Flash for the info. They come on in. Oh. He mows them down. The Famist straight into that AK-47. You are not getting in. Blame says no. And we go one more round. It's just the pistols here. Complexity, they can do this. They can do this right like now.
Bloody mosh pit over there. He's doing the windmill.
Look at this buy. Look at what VP have. They have nothing.
This is it, man. Cole could really do it on this round. I'm saying could, because we've seen them have some real stomach, some disappointing losses before. They just have to hold on to this one. The greased up rope of series point. Just hold on, don't slip. You can see the lineup from Blame is so perfect and well timed. It's for the short take, and they call it clear, but the door can swing open at any moment.
Oh, this is so scary.
It is. And here comes VP. Ezotag's at least caught a glimpse safely.
They've got 4 here. They've got everybody in need.
Cole can do this. The smoke is there. Chaos already. A double out of JKS. He's pulled it out of that bag. And VP absolutely shattered. This will confirm the elimination of G2 as well. Oh, JKS to finish the job, and he will. Complexity, such a hard-fought battle. A stand-in, a new player, and Complexity sailed to the playoffs of Group B.